I'd like to share the story of Roz Atkins, who's a journalist at the BBC, because I think he's such a wonderful example. Roz has been at the BBC for 2 decades. He's an experienced career journalist, and he wants to generate the highest quality journalism possible, which means that it needs to be representative of the world it's reflecting. But a few years ago, Roz, he was at the time the anchor of a nightly primetime news show for an hour. Every day he was on the air. He realized that he had no data about who he was featuring as guests and expert contributors on his show. He thought he was doing a pretty good job of reflecting gender balance, but he didn't have the data, so he didn't actually know. So Roz Atkins convinced his team that they would spend 2 minutes at the end of each night's show just quickly counting. Who did we feature tonight? How many women? How many men on screen? And after they'd counted for a month, they discovered, to their great surprise and shock, that only 39% of their contributors were women. It was a much lower percentage than they were expecting. So now they had the data. Now they had the baseline to actually know what was happening. From there, they set themselves a goal of getting to 50-50. They continued measuring every day. They continued tallying up the data at a monthly level. And within 4 months, they had gotten there. They had reached 50-50 gender parity. And in fact, they kept it up for years. But then what happens next is really interesting. They could have stopped and declared success and declared victory. But because they discovered a system that helped them make their work better and fairer, they decided to start sharing it. They started speaking to their colleagues on other teams, on other TV shows and radio programs, saying, hey, we discovered this methodology that made our journalism better. We know you care about high quality representative journalism too. So let us share our learnings. Let us share our tools. We have a simple spreadsheet, and we'll be happy to help you implement this on your show too, if you're interested. And within a few years, more than 750 other content creating teams at the BBC had joined. And it became to be known as the 50-50, the Equality Project. So one person, one team sparked a massive change in a global organization, which then actually also spread to more than 150 external partner organizations outside of the BBC.